Hey everybody, Dean Mannix here. Now it's actually Sunday when I'm shooting this video, so please excuse the relaxed and casual look. This session or this vlog is all about, is the way that you're selling actually triggering off objections, or at the very least creating more objections than you should be experiencing. And to explain this, let me tell you a really simple story, but it's very, very powerful if you think about it. And you'll start to notice this everywhere that you start to buy things, and hopefully start to notice it in your own sales process. Now, I was over at a really great hotel. Had fantastic service during our meeting, and obviously we had coffees and teas and that sort of stuff on the way through. And I went up to pay the bill and I said, "Oh, can I please pay the bill?" And the lady behind the counter said, "Sure, how would you like to pay?" And I said, "Oh, credit card's fine." And she said, "Oh, that's going to attract a 1.5% fee. Is that okay?" And she literally said it that way. And I said, "Yeah, sure." But it actually took the edge off the service experience and made me think, well, why should I be paying 1.5%? Like, how much is this actually costing them? Now, she could have handled it so much more professionally, obviously, if she was trained and coached by her boss, who needs to take responsibility for this. But let me just talk about three things that could have been changed there. So the first is just the syntax, the order in which that conversation happened. Now, I walk up and I say, "Hey, I'd like to pay the bill." Now, she could have said, "Certainly, would you prefer to pay by cash or by savings, because that's 1.5% less, or is a credit card fine?" Now, if she'd said that first, I would have said, "Oh yeah, credit card's fine," and the 1.5% wouldn't have been a problem. So if she just changed the order of the conversation a little bit, she could have handled it much more professionally and taken the edge out of that. The second is her language. Now, there's a 1.5% fee. Is you okay with that? On the other hand, if she changed her language, as I said just before, but maybe said, "Sure, there's just a 1.5% fee with that for using the credit card. Is that fine?" Now, maybe you can come up with even better language, and in fact, you probably would if you worked it over time. But the bottom line is the language she was using was not the best language, because if she said just 1.5% or only 1.5%, it takes the edge off the number. Now, the third thing is the tone or the voice, and it's fascinating. Right now, I'm doing a lot of research and a lot of personal work in relation to my voice, because I got to tell you, I'm definitely nowhere near 100% happy with my voice, and it started with my goal to start singing this year, but now it's going way deeper. I'm going, wow, I've got so much to learn about this thing called my voice, which is such a huge part of what I do, and selling. So her tone was actually really apologetic. It was almost like, "Oh, I'm really sorry, there's a 1.5% fee. Is that okay?" Now, if she'd changed her tone to be maybe more supportive, or maybe more empathetic, or maybe more friendly, "Sure, there's a 1.5% fee with that. Is that okay?" Now, she just changed her tone. Once again, that part of my brain that goes, "Oh, I don't like that," wouldn't have triggered off, and I'd be more likely to support her in the 1.5% fee. So this might sound really small, but it never ceases to amaze me just how many objections are actually being created through the way that we sell, rather than are occurring because the customer was going to object. So just think about that. Is the syntax, in terms of the order in which you present information, the most effective way? Is the language that you're using the most effective language? And is the tone and the voice in which you're responding to, or in fact just having the general conversation, actually supporting the customer moving through the sales process rather than stopping and objecting? So have a think about that. Really powerful stuff and very, very important. Hard to do on yourself, but if you start to notice it when you go out and buy other products, you really start to see it, and that should trigger off your brain to go, "I can probably do this better myself." So Dean Mannix checking out. Remember, sales is meant to be fun, and I'm really hoping you'll join us at either the conversion conference that's on probably in your town pretty soon, but in Auckland just after I'm doing this blog. And if you can't make that, there's a fantastic webinar happening next month, so make sure you check that out too. Bye now. Thanks so much for watching that video, and I hope you found it valuable and educational and useful for your role in sales. So if you did, please share it. Remember, sharing's free, and every other salesperson out there needs all the help they can get. Also, make sure you subscribe to my channel, because I've got lots and lots of content coming out, and plenty of content inside the channel right now ready for you to digest. Enjoy, and remember, sales is meant to be fun. If it's not, you need to change the way that you're doing it.